Hello, relatives. Welcome to this week's Schlag Bite for the week October 27th, 2014, entitled Meet Me in the Lobby, Bobbi. Every couple of years, I go to my local psychiatric society meeting, a chance to socialize, meet my colleagues, remind them that I am still alive. And this month's annual fall social event was sponsored by a major pharmaceutical manufacturer, which always means there's good food and drink. The program was entitled Why Advocacy Matters, and it featured local politicians. The lobbyist for the Arizona Psychiatric Society was there, as well as Bobbi, the company's spokesperson, who encouraged us to speak up and let our voices be heard on important legislative issues that affected us and our patients. Bobbi told us that it was the squeaky wheel that gets the oil, and that doctors are notoriously poor advocates as compared to lawyers, for example, who contributed 10 times more money to ensure their influence than we did. During the Q&A, I asked Bobbi how much her company had contributed to advocacy in the last year. She took a step back, paused for a moment, and then said, I've heard this before. I'm not going to go there. No, I am just not going there, and took another question. This is where Bobbi didn't want to go. The fact that when it comes to squeaky wheels influencing policy in Washington, that there is no industry that games the system better than the pharmaceutical industry. Between 2009 and 2011, Big Pharma spent more than $700 million on lobbying efforts to encourage Congress to pass bills that created a culture that encouraged price fixing and that resulted in criminal negligence for false advertising. But when the pharmaceutical industry gets caught, they pay hundreds of millions in fines, but what's 100 million when you're making 100 billion? The $700 million that Big Pharma pays for lobbying pales in comparison to the $4 billion that they spend on direct-to-consumer advertising. Big Pharma has sold to the American public the idea that if you're feeling anything other than wonderful in every moment, that you could be suffering from a disease. And that it's a disease for which you should call your doctor, who can prescribe pills that will relieve your pain. This media barrage has resulted in 1 out of every 4 Americans being diagnosed with a mental illness. I agree. Psychiatrists should lobby on behalf of our patients. But let's lobby for the elimination of direct-to-consumer advertising, because pharmaceutical companies, with the support of psychiatrists and psychiatry, are creating a nation of mentally ill. These are my thoughts for the week. Remember, whatever it is you're suffering from, whatever the symptom clusters, you don't have to take a pill. Most of this stuff is going away if you get connected to somebody and something you like and trust and believe in. This too is going to pass. Let it pass. Get connected. And if you're interested in healing and magnifying your healing power, I add, just as an aside, the workshop coming up at the end of the year in December here in Phoenix with Mona Palaka on creating rituals and ceremonies of healing that will magnify your ability to heal yourself. Have a great week. Remember, you are not here alone. We are connected on the journey. I say this for all